We're going to be talking real quick about the safety checklist. The safety checklist is a motorcycle rider's checklist versus what you typically see with motorcycle training courses that they want to do a checklist for the motorcycle only. I think it's really important after watching so many crashes and close call videos that a lot of it is the mindset of the rider. So we're going to go over the safety checklist. It's SAFE-T. Tires and controls is the last one. So we do want to talk a little bit about having some of the motorcycle stuff. So all right, so we're going to jump into the first one. S, state of mind. So are you kind of fully concentrated? Think about all the stuff that can really take away your concentration, take away some of the focus that you have. So I'm trying to stay out of the road for this vehicle. Have you been drinking? A lot of bike nights involve going to bars and drinking and kind of doing that stuff. And that will actually make it to where it's going to be harder to ride. Alcohol is a nervous system depressant, so you're going to be actually slower in your controls, and you need to be quick. Okay, part of being able to get yourself out of bad situations is being good on the perception, so actually seeing the things happening, and good on the reaction time for that certain movement. So remember, emergency swerving, emergency braking, emergency acceleration are your movements to get yourself out of there. And then also emotional distress. Okay, and I like to walk around a little bit. Emotional distress. Are you having a fight with your girlfriend? Did you get yelled at by your boss? Let's say you rode to work and you got yelled at, or something happened, or there's some kind of bad thing happening, and then you hop on the bike. That's going to put you in a mode of being angry and riding. So you're going to ride a little bit faster. You're going to ride a little bit more recklessly because you're like, screw it, who cares? And then also just think, maybe if you're riding happy. Maybe you're just thinking about other things that are making you happy. So it really it's to let you know, are we focused on the ride itself? So just check yourself, be like, hey, you know what? I'm actually really upset. I'm going to go for a ride to cool off. How about you just kind of go for a walk, cool off a little bit, and then go for a ride for the fun of going for a ride. I'm going to try to stay out of the road because we got a bus. Thank you. And that's going to bring you to the full point is like, are you fully focused? Okay, so just even asking these questions of yourself before you start the ride in the the S part of the safety checklist is going to kind of get you back into that focal moment. And that's going to be very helpful when we're out riding, so you don't get distracted while riding, because you could be super focused here, but you start riding and then you can get back into that mode of, I'm kind of upset. So just kind of be aware of that. And once you're aware of it, it's going to kick you back in. Another thing before you hop on the bike is assuming the risks that are involved when it comes to riding a motorcycle. And obviously the risk, getting hit by a car or dropping the bike, all these other things. But what about the weather? It's like, hey, I'm going to go out for a ride. I planned it for Saturday. And then you go outside, you get all dressed up, and you did the S part, and you're like, you look outside and it's, oh my gosh, it is raining, or it's hailing, or it's snowing. You're like, screw it, I'm still going to do it. Well, assume the risks on that, where you're going to have loss of traction. You're going to have different issues when it comes to night riding or rain riding or snow riding or hail or whatever it is. Windy riding, you're going to have issues with that. So just kind of be aware of that so that you can put yourself in that mindset of, okay, I need to take it a little bit slower here on the turns, a little bit slower on the acceleration so I don't lose tire traction, all those different things. So just kind of assume that when you check the weather. One thing I really like to have is my rock form out here, and so I have my GPS going on. And so when I'm riding, I have my GPS from where I'm at to the destination. And the cool thing about Google Maps is that it's going to let me know, hey, construction ahead, or a road debris in the road is coming up ahead. So when you do that, make sure you understand, like, hey, where I'm traveling, there's going to be a lot of construction. With construction, there's going to be narrower roads, loss of stuff. So just kind of prep for the ride on that, especially when you're doing group rides. It's really important. Another thing is the F part. How's your fitness going? Like, did you just finish like a really massive powerlifting workout, and maybe you're super sore, your hips are tight, your back is a little bit sore, whatever it is? Is it going to be comfortable to ride? Is it going to impede your ability to ride? Do you have shoulder pain? So it's going to really kind of limit your movement when it comes to making left-handed turns, if you have left shoulder pain or whatever it is. Do you have wrist pain? What's your fitness like? So that also involves being hydrated. Are you heading out and you haven't drank water today, or you're drinking a ton of caffeine, and normally this is how I am, but then you go out and it's hot weather, and then you start having the issues of the cognitive decline. So being super dehydrated, it's going to be almost like being drunk, where you're going to have slower reaction time, slower perception time, maybe a headache that you're trying to combat while you're riding in heavy traffic in the heat, wanting to get home quicker because now you're sweating a lot, and then you're just feeling tired because of the dehydration. So you're speeding to get home so you can just relax. So be aware of that. So if you ever get into a situation where, yeah, maybe that's the case, you're riding home from work and you're super tired and you're exhausted and you're dehydrated, it might be a good idea to stop at a gas station, get one of those electrolyte drinks or a Gatorade or something, just even some water, and then just drink that real quick, take a quick breather, take a quick break, and then hop on the bike to head home all the way. So just think about taking those breaks, being hydrated. It's also kind of goes with being tired. Are you running off a little bit of sleep? It might not be the best time to ride. And that's where a lot of the safety checklist kind of comes in, is that you start doing this checklist, you're like, you know what, maybe it's not a good opportunity to ride today. I want to be absolutely tip-top shape. But it could also modify stuff. So it's like, hey, I planned on riding like for the next hour or two up at Mount Lemmon over here in Tucson, and I really want to ride today, but I'm not feeling good. So what I'm going to do instead is I still want to go for a ride. So I'm going to ride around the neighborhood, do some smart rider drills, or I'm going to go ahead and just kind of ride to Chick-fil-A or something and grab myself something to eat. And it's only going to be like a 30-minute ride or an hour ride versus a 2-hour commitment and going up and down a mountain. So think about that when it comes to riding your motorcycle if you're having issues. All right, so then do an equipment check. So you're going through all of this so far. So we're on the E part of safe. So do an equipment check. So whenever I put on my gear, and you didn't see me do it, but whenever I check my gear, is I make sure if there's any damage or anything like that. So there's no damage to the gloves. It's not ripping in the threads. And when I put on my jacket, I do a quick inspection. I open the jacket up, and I'm like looking around real quick. Hey, does it stink? That would suck, but it's not going to be an end all be all. Make sure that everything's good. The zippers are good. It's not like just sitting up here. It's like open or anything like that, or this is frayed open. So I make sure everything's kind of closed, make sure that all of my pockets are closed. See, like this pocket's not closed. It has part of my rock form mount, so I'm going to go ahead and close it up before I head on the ride so I don't lose that when I'm out riding. All the stuff is good to go. And so, yeah, I do a quick inspection. Same thing for my helmet, any major gashes or gouges, making sure my Cardo Pack Talk Edge is charged up. These things last a while, so even if it's at 75%, it'll let me know. I'm just like checking everything, put on my boots, making sure the zippers, the Velcro's good. I'm checking the bottom, making sure there's no, I might have stepped on a nail and I don't know, that type of a thing. It's like doing a quick check, and that gets me in the mindset, hey, I'm putting on safety gear. So it's really a good mindset to be in, because I'm about to head out onto the road, and I want to make sure my gear is good so I don't have to think about it anymore. Another thing is checking the lights and reflectors on anything that you have. So like you might have some reflective paneling here, but then also like the lights on the bike. So I'll hop on the bike, or I'll get towards the bike, and this is when we start to mess with the bike a little bit, is what we kind of did earlier when we're doing just a quick walk around and understanding the controls. It's like, yeah, the lights are looking pretty good. The reflectors are pretty good. I still have the reflectors on my bike. Everything looking pretty good. And that's when we start going into the T portion of safety. So the tires and control. So what I like to do is I like to come up to the bike, turn it on for the lights and reflectors. I'm going to turn it off, turn it back on, see how it reboots and everything. So the battery's doing pretty well. And just like we did for that, like I said, the kind of checking out the controls, is I'm just looking at the tires. That's a big one. Okay, so I'm checking out the tires, and I'm not seeing any silver, because typically, this is black, right? So if there's like silver anywhere on this, it could either be a rock, or it could be a nail or a screw or some type of metal that's going to have a puncture. And so I'm doing a quick look. I'm actually getting down a little bit low. I'm doing a quick look here. So that's just a rock. Same thing over here on this tire, getting pretty low. I wonder if anybody's going to stop and be like, hey, everything okay? Because I'm over here on the side of the road. So that's doing pretty good. And the same thing with tire pressure. So it's one thing to have, no nails or nothing in your tires. It's another thing to have a tire pressure gauge. And I did this before I headed out. But grab yourself a small little tire pressure gauge, and that will come in handy. You can keep it in your pocket or keep it in your backpack. And then right here, it tells me that 29 psi, 29 psi. So 29 psi for the front tire, 29 psi for the rear tire. And if that's different for you, that's different for you. He's wearing, hopefully, yeah, he's got a helmet. And so I'll get my tire pressure gauge and I'll just check the tire pressure on the front and the back. And if it's low, I have this nice little Home Depot tire pressure pump, and it has a gauge with it. And I'll just pump it up to 29 and then kind of sit a little bit, see if it stays. But or hear any type of like hissing or anything like that, especially if it's super low, because you never know, you could have a hidden hole somewhere. But I'll check it and I'll pump it up if I need to, and then my tires are good. So then when it comes to everything else, like we did about the learning the, all the controls, the primary controls, is I do want to test my throttle. It snaps back, very good. Brakes are pretty good. The light comes on, that's good. So that's very important. And then the clutch pulls all the way. Okay, that's very important for me to know. And then once again, I'll check the rear brake, and I can see from here the light does pop on. So the rear brake looks good. And that's important because if I'm applying the brakes and I'm coming to a stop, I want the indicator to actually indicate to everyone else. Now, you can make a judgment call on that. So let's say your indicator or your brake lights don't pop on. You're like, I really want to go for a ride. Just understand now that's a risk that somebody behind you might not recognize that you're slowing down. So it's very important. So testing your brakes, clutch, and throttle is really important to understand. And that's before we even hop on the bike. And that's the whole point of the safety checklist, is to get yourself in a good state of mind. You're assuming the risks. What kind of fitness are you in? How's your body? Okay. And then do an equipment check of what you have. So we're still about us. And then actually, tires and controls and everything at the end. Okay. So remember your mind, state of mind. So your mind is in play. Okay. You're assuming the risk for the external. What's happening out here? My mind's good now. What's out here? Okay. Now what's my body feeling? Okay. And then I want to make sure that my gear is good so that I can protect my body and my mind from the outside elements. And then I want to make sure the thing that I'm actually riding, the thing that's going to travel me in the external world and protect everything here, is good too. So I'm checking the bike. And once I do that, I'm good to go. So how does that look for me on a typical day? Because I just explained a huge amount. Is that before I even hop on the bike, am I doing good? Yeah, I'm doing good. Okay, cool. I'm doing great. Everything's good. I'm grateful for what's happening here. I get to go for a motorcycle ride. Very awesome. Okay, so assuming the risk, hey, it's a pretty easy day. I check the weather. I ask Alexa. I'll be like, Alexa, what's the weather? Boom, it tells me. I can handle it. Okay, cool. Nice and sunny. No clouds, really. Clear. Looks great. Okay, my fitness. I know my body pretty well. I work out a lot. Hey, did I have breakfast this morning? When's the next time I'm going to eat? Is it going to be too long before I eat? Maybe I should just bring a snack, put it in my backpack. I drink some water before I even head on the bike just to pre-hydrate, even if I am hydrated, add a little bit extra. If I have to pee, I'll pull over and pee. Thankfully, I'm a guy. I heard women can have that little pee-wee thing. So if you're a woman, you get like a little pee-wee, makes you have a pee-pee. Anyways, and then checking my gear. I keep my gear in tip-top shape, so when I get off the bike, I do another quick look, like anything happens. So I do a look at the end of the ride and at the beginning of the ride. I love my gear. It's really good stuff. I'm good to go. And then when it comes to the bike, all right, cool. Turn it on. All right. Brake lights. Yep, looks good. Throttle turns. Clutch goes in. Tires look good. I'm going to start pulling out my tire pressure gauge. All right, tires look good. Yeah, tires look good. All right, cool. Tire pressure. Okay, it's about 26. I need to be at 29. Front, okay, 29. Let's get my tire pressure pump, put it here, get it to 29. Boom, good to go. Everything looks good. No oil on the ground. Looks great. Time to go. That's how quick it is. I'm walking up to the bike and I'm doing most of the stuff. I'm putting on the gear, doing that stuff. I already know what the weather is. I know my fitness. So when I finally get to the bike, that's all I have to do. And then it's time to go for a ride.